game is Two Truths and a Lie.
So you've heard of it.
Yeah,
You've heard
well,
of it.
yeah, because babies play that at their birthday party.
Okay, whatever. It's a good game.
It is time for Two Truths and One Lie. Two of us are telling you the truth about something. One of us is completely lying. Can you guess who the liar is? It's not as easy as it sounds. We've gotten pretty good at this. We are currently live streaming right now. If you want to check us out on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook page, Mercedes in the Morning. And we have all predetermined who is doing what. Who goes first this week, Steph?
JC.
All right. Are you all set?
Yeah, kind of. It was a stretch this morning. I was trying to think of something. And so I got something from my childhood that I don't think I've told before. So let me stop this bed and start this one right here. As a kid, my neighbor, Mrs. Ribney, once called the cops and reported myself and her son Scott as missing to the police, to the point where the police came looking for us. It was like in the 80s. We're riding home from school, and at this time, there were some rumblings of potential kidnappings going on in the area. It was kind of chaotic time. We're riding home from school. My buddy Scott and I decided to go play in the woods. So we drop our bikes. We go playing in the woods, and we'll go play in another field after that. Long story short, we're playing for like 45 minutes. Mrs. Ribney drives by, sees our bikes lying there on the side of the street, panicked, called the cops, reported us as missing. The cops came looking for us. Of course, we were safe.
Wow. That's, I mean, it's kind of a stretch, but I mean, I can kind of see that happening.
It's been going on in the neighborhood. I just feel like this is a story we would have heard before. JC reported as a missing child.
Well, here's the thing, though. I was texting my mom, but she didn't respond because, as I recall the story, my mom called, Mrs. Ribney called my mom in a panic. My mom's like, Judy, calm down. They're probably just out there playing somewhere. And Judy's calling other friends, and no one has seen us. My mom's like, they're probably just playing in a field or something. Let's not panic. Mrs. Ribney panicked, and she's the one that called the cops. And
why is she sticking her nose where it doesn't belong?
Yeah.
Your mom's like, it's fine. Don't worry.
Fine.
She's like, I'm panicking.
Also before cell phones and stuff, so I can kind of see this happening.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing: we go walking back out. We see our bikes and the cops there, and Scott's mom is there. And, you know, I remember her going, "Scott Charles Ribney, where have you been?" And I'm like, "Oh."
The full name came out. Yep.
That's a sure sign mom is mad. What do you guys think? Is JC lying or is he telling the truth? You be the judge. Now we move over to Steph. Are you all set, Steph?
I'm all ready.
Okay.
And the clock starts now.
Yesterday, Mercedes, you were talking about how you were injured by clothing, and you said your sports bra, you was too tight on you, it was too small, and you couldn't breathe. Well, when you were talking about that, it reminded me of when I was a kid. I had these black bell bottoms, not very good quality. They were kind of on the cheaper end, but I wore them all the time. The zipper on it had this little cute little circle ring on it, and it would snag my skin all the time. But I'd go through it because I love them so much. Well, the one day I snag it up, it hurt, and I started bleeding, and I cut myself from these bell bottoms.
The getting your skin stuck in a zipper.
It's the worst.
It is.
I literally just cringed when you said that. I hope that is a lie. I really do, because that is brutal.
Yeah, I did a little bit, just a little, like a pew, and it was right above the pelvic bone, I should say.
That's where you're happy that they're black pants.
Yes.
Instead of
Very true.
something that would show blood on them.
And when was this?
This was when I was a kid. I would say like 6th grade, around that time.
Who?
6th grade. Bell bottoms were not cool.
Oh yeah, they
during that
were.
time.
Oh yes, they were.
Who unhooked you? You unzipped yourself?
No, they came off. Like
You unzipped?
I unzipped. Mom's like, "All right, it's time to finally retire." And they're done for.
All right. Is Steph telling the truth? Is she a liar? Did she not get her skin stuck in her zipper? Ouch. That is to be determined. Let us know what you guys think. You can call or text us at 702-364-9400 or comment on our live stream. That leaves me. I am the last one. Are you ready?
Yeah, you start now.
Okay. A man threw a cigarette down my pants.
Okay.
Yeah. End of story. A man threw a cigarette down my pants.
How does he get a cigarette down your pants? Who was this man?
I don't know that it was on purpose. As a matter of fact, I don't think it was, but we were in Europe when I was a child. I was like 10 years old, and we're sitting at some cafe out just on the street, and there's a man at the table behind us talking with a cigarette, and he's using his hands. He's like, blah, blah, and it went flying out of his hand, and I was sitting there with my white pants, and there's like a little gap in the back of my pants, and it went, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm burning, and then I pull it out, and then he comes in and speaks to us in German, and I think he apologized, and he took it and he threw it away.
Then he took the cigarette from you and threw it away?
Yes, and my dad was so mad, but the guy took it and said sorry. So at least I think it was sorry. I didn't understand him.
Do you have any scar burns from the cigarette?
I don't know. I've never looked. It's kind of hard for me to look in that
Ask
spot.
Matt, and now you got to report back to us if there's a
Hot
scar.
pants. My gosh.
Oh my gosh. I just remember sitting there, everything's great. And I'm like, and all of a sudden it hurt. I thought I got stung by a bee or something, and it was a cigarette down my pants.
my
What are the
God.
odds too of just the flick?
Just everyone's talking with their hands
Uh-huh.
like, whoa, yeah, and it landed perfectly in my butt crack.
I envision it like sticking out, like just like the cigarette like sticking out.
Yeah, no, it hurt. So there you go. There's my story. Who is telling the truth and who is lying? 702-364-9400. Frank says Steph is lying. She said she had cheap bell bottoms. Then she said it happened around 6th grade. She didn't pay for them. Oh, he's really digging. Like, how do you know they were cheap? You're in 6th grade. Why?
Quality was cheap.
Ah, okay. Jan says JC told the story before, not the liar. Joyce says, I think Steph is lying. Isn't that a scene from There's Something About Mary? Yes,
I've never
but
seen
it's
that
a Ben
full movie.
Stiller's character.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if we all had stories from Something About Mary? And I thought it was hair gel.
Yeah, exactly. This one says on the text line, these all seem like lies this week. This one says, JC, stop lying. All right, let's do the big reveal. Who is telling the truth this morning? Truth teller number 1.
Mrs. Ribney thought we were kidnapped. What a panic.
Oh, good.
What a panicky patty.
A good recall, Jan. I
Yeah.
do not remember him telling that story.
Same here.
At all. All right, truth teller number 2. Cigarette in the butt crack.
Ouch.
That was me. That really happened. That was nice little trip to Germany. Which means Steph, you lied.
I'm the liar. I did have these cheap bell bottoms that I wore all the time, and they would always snag my skin, but I've never bled, and that's the lying part.
Oh, so you
Oh.
did. I mean, it was a technicality.
It is a technical. I had to get you guys somehow. Next time I was a liar, I was like, I have to do a technicality.
Oh,
Steph
my
is always the
gosh,
master of
Jane.
technicalities and two truths and a lie.
It's like, and then I sneezed afterwards. I didn't sneeze.
You thought.
Hot three's up next. What do you have for us?
All right, we're gonna get you the latest